You may see this car as clapped out. All I see is 70 Dodge Challenger. Dulcich is pretty confident that we're gonna be running and driving by Sunday night. The problems we're gonna run into are the drive shaft. Pretty sure that the brakes are garbage on this, and I can tell you for dead certainty that the gas tank is gonna be junk.
I knew about this car a really, really long time ago. A buddy had it in his yard for at least 10 years with a thrown rod, so I ended up buying this car for 300 bucks. After I brought it home, I parked it here, and it's been sitting here for the last 15 years. I haven't touched a thing on the car. We're finally gonna get rid of that blown 318 and get that junk running.
Wow, you're so brave, no tray, no nothing.
There's absolutely zero possibility that there's any liquid in this motor because the rods broke right through the water jacket.
You got your face under that?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Nothing but a shower of rust and silt.
Okay.
Wow, look at the silt.
The last registration was 89. The thing has been off the road 27 years. It was only on the road 19 years.
I know.
It's been dead longer than it lived.
Yeah, I know, but it's going to be back to life for how long?
Momentarily.
Sitting in the back of my equipment yard is probably the best thing that's happened to this car because something like that would have been parted out years and years ago. Guys would strip these things to the bone, getting parts for Hemi cars and even 440 cars and stuff like that. So finding a 318 car that's completely complete like that, it's a real rarity these days. So I'm kind of happy to be working on it.
It's a mouse nest in the header collector. Look at that.
Oh, Freiburger, this is disgusting.
Hantavirus.
I'm getting out of here.
Hantavirus. We're home free.
You think so?
Completely.
I don't know. This might just get hard all of a sudden. Sorry.
I thought you said that the rod's actually hanging out the side of the block. Oh, there it is.
Because if I didn't have rods hanging out of the block, I would have been driving this car around everywhere.
That's pretty much trash unless we want to save those 1970 valve covers to put on the new motor, which I think we should.
There's probably not much else that's usable off this engine.
It's Friday night. I think we're doing pretty well. Drag this thing out of the backyard, and Dulcich is convincing me to take it over to the world's seediest coin-op car wash.
Yeah, but it has hot water.
Yeah, that's true. Now, we should do it, because this thing is scongy.
Yeah.
Then we'll be back in the morning, and it'll be time to take the engine and trans out of the truck and plop it in here. Are we going to have this thing running by tomorrow night?
We're going to be driving it around.
Really?
Yeah.
All the way?
Yes.
Okay. After that complete snafu with the engine, we're way behind schedule now, and we're gonna have to start just butchering to meet our goal of making this move under its own power by the end of the weekend. Part of that means I'm gonna have to hotwire the engine to make it run. I shouldn't be surprised that after leaving this thing sitting on a farm for 15 years, that bunnies have eaten the entire wiring harness. What odds do you place on having a functional fuel system by tomorrow?
0.
How about brakes?
None.
What are your odds on a radiator that actually we're proud of?
Proud of or functional?
Proud.
0. This is always the most exciting part.
Yeah.
Now's where we wish we took the fan off.
Yeah, down a little bit. Oh no, it's gonna drop right in. Okay, down.
My header is fantastic.
Oh, did you see that?
It installed itself.
It did.
Wow.
It wanted to go home.
Look at that.
It has the look of high performance.
All the ugliness disappeared as soon as it went in the car.
The rear float bowl is a mess.
Really?
Maybe it's because it's like just completely loose. And so's the front one, finger tight.
Well, I didn't want to over-torque them.
Well, the third carb's the charm. Thing is, the value of everything from here up exceeds the value of everything from here down. That carburetor is now, like, by far the most expensive thing we've ever touched on Roadkill Garage.
Ow!
Oh! Do I need to go get the Excalibur? There we go. Yeah! I'm remembering episode 4 of Roadkill Garage. Like right when we started doing the show, we came up with the Vanishing Paint 70 Challenger. I feel like we're typical gearheads where we'll have a car and it'll sit, you know, have a dream for it forever.
I always
and
do
that
that.
dream was like a perfect gleaming ball and we never could actually accomplish it. And so it's just sat and rotted. And so on this episode of Roadkill Garage, my plan is to not get it right, just get it running.
With the good 360
With the
this
good
time.
360 with shift kit in the transmission, and we got some suspension goodies too. This is like an experiment.
How so?
We are gonna build this car here on Roadkill Garage, and then we are gonna adventure it on an episode of Roadkill. So it's like, you know, wrench in the garage, and then Roadkill on Roadkill. It's gonna be great.
I like it.
Me and Dulcich.
Boom.
Boom. Let's like degrime this garbage.
All right.
Junk. There we go, and boom. Wow. If this doesn't prove to you that this thing has been sitting around for 30 years, I don't know what does. So we're making our own inboarding kit. Thinking it's pretty good. First thing I had to do for the Ford 9-inch installation was hang some new leaf springs in here. I got some cheapy generic like drop springs. I don't know how much, but we'll find out. The leaf spring normally goes right here, and you can see it's inboard of the wheel tub, and so the tire hits here. If you move it inboard like that, then the tire uses the full wheelhouse. Now here's how we're gonna do that. Mopar Performance used to sell a kit called the Leaf Spring Inboarding Kit, and it involved an offset shackle like this, which Steve happened to still have sitting around. But the part number for the E-body for the Cuda and Challenger is discontinued. Well, since that doesn't exist anymore, we made our own. Check that out. All we did is we took the stock hanger like this. We are gonna offset this thing to the inside like that. We drill a bunch of studs on it, just like we have on this one. You can see that we have moved the leaf spring inboard just a little bit more than 1 inch, and that means we're gonna pick up almost that full inch of tire clearance here, which is pretty awesome. Ready? No scratch, but pretty good.
Well, no, you gotta have it in drive and then go about 15 miles an hour, nail it, let it shift automatically and see if it gives you second gear scratch.
Okay, so there's drive.
I think it should kick down because I did the 3-piece premium kick down linkage assembly.
So far, everything's still good. It didn't kick down. You see, it shifted, and then when I floored it, it didn't go back.
Yeah, you got it going too fast, I think. I hope
So-
the kick down works.
Oh man, I just noticed. I was so stressed out about the mechanical aspects. Look at the cruising value of the VP.
Wow.
I think only an E-body gets you this. This is like Camaro feel. So that's $3 grand first gear.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
And that was a 5800 shift.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's just like every man's hopped up engine right
That's
now.
the thing. This
It's
is a
not,
dead middle of the road vehicle.
yeah, it's not like, you know, crazy super high performance, but
Let's see if I can stall it.
oh wow. That's perfect.
That's definitive 3000 converter.
That's perfect.
Pretty good.
All right, that was a close one.
So do I worry about water inside it and crank the thing up? I mean, do I just like hit the starter?
Hit the starter.
You think so?
Yeah.
Go ahead and hydraulic it and bend a rod.
If it's got water in it, it's total garbage.
Oh man, that's water.
No way. Are you serious?
Yes. Oh, this is.
No.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
How can that be allowed to happen?
Oh, we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Except for the water. Well,
I think we might be getting gas now.
let me see. Squirt? No, full water.
Really?
Yeah, let's drain the float bowls.
All right.
Need a 5/16. We had the Dirt Track Challenger towed up here, and the problem is I haven't seen this car in months since the last time we did an episode with it, which was like last August. And this is March, so it's been sitting outside. It's got a bunch of water in the carburetors. I think all the gas is evaporated out of the fuel cell. We can't get the thing running, which is a drag because I wanted to get straight to modifying. But instead we're troubleshooting, trying to make this turd actually run. So what the bead lock ring is doing is pinching the tire's bead in between the vertical flange on this wheel and between the ring, and it's squeezing it and holding it so that when you run this thing at low air pressure, which you do off-road for better traction, more conformability, better ride, that if you turn and hit the sidewall on something, you don't knock the tire off the wheel. Okay, this looks really bad.
It looks really big.
But remember that if this tire is 6 inches taller than that one, it's gonna raise the car 3 inches. So we're gonna gain some clearance. Oh, this thing fits like a glove.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why you were concerned at all. I think they might have designed the Challenger for this tire.
Really?
All right, let her down. Oh, it fits like it was made for it.
Really?
Yes.
Let me see.
Look.
Oh, man. Wow.
This is gonna be easy.
Ah, that's full lock.
Doesn't even rub.
Really?
We could have fit a bigger tire. It's gonna rub on the back though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is gonna be good. Let's hack that fender right there so we can find out. I'm glad we started on this fender.
I'm glad we got the 32s instead of the 31s.
Oh, I know. That would have been just weak.
We would have really felt like chumps.
Who runs 31s on a Challenger
I know.
anymore? Look at that.
How is it?
Really aggressive.
Really?
Why didn't we get the 33s?
Man, it looks great.
It really does.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be aggressive. This thing was a circle track race car. They turn left. So look, they plasma cut one of the springs off this side and added them over there. It's got 6 leaps over there and 3 over here. That explains why it sits funky. Woo-wee.
What?
Hacking original 70 Challenger. Like, what are you guys thinking?
I know. He was.
This particular quarter panel is the one I feel the worst about of all of this because somebody needs this as a patch panel real bad. Here, let's find rust in it so I feel better.
I'm not too heartbroken about it, Freiburger.
Because it's a worthy cause?
Yeah, it's coming out pretty good. Besides, it's not my car.
Hack it.
Freiburger, can you get me another wheel?
To your right.
Oh, great.
Should you always change the wheel with it plugged into the air hose?
What?
Is that a good safety measure to be like changing the wheel while plugged into the
Oh,
air?
no, the ball valve's shut at the compressor.
Okay.
Do you mind turning it back on so I can resume grinding?
Sure.
Okay, thanks, Freiburger.
There you go, handled. Oh yeah. So I'm looking at this as like a proof of concept.
I'm already convinced.
Well, I'm already looking at it going, man, I'd really like to have more power and better shocks and this and that. But this is gonna tell me if it's all worth it.
But overall, it seems pretty great to me, and we haven't even really gotten started.
I know.